Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is very special. So you see, it's called 33 common English phrases with prepositions, so in, as, to, on, for, of, with, at, and from. You see lots of useful English phrases for speaking, and basically you just need to know these phrases and these examples. So we're going to have a look at them. Okay? You see different prepositions in different columns with in, as, to, on, and for. Okay? I really hope you like this video. Okay? So you can put a like if you haven't done it yet. Okay, in. Listen. We say in the beginning. It's a very useful phrase for speaking English fluently and correctly. You see, in the beginning, I'd like to say the following. In the beginning, in, only in. Next, in the end. So we say in the beginning and in the end. I'd like to mention it in the end, or I'd like to say it in the end. Good. In conclusion. Okay, in conclusion. I need to say something in conclusion. So we say in the end or in conclusion when we finish our talk, when we finish our discussion, when we finish our conversation. In conclusion. Good. In addition or in addition to it. In addition to it, we also try to improve other results. So in addition to it, it means that we do more. So we add something, we do more. In addition to it, it means that it isn't the first thing, so it's the second thing or maybe the third thing in addition to it. In other words, in other words, it was a very big success. In other words, it was a very big success. Good. In general. In general. You see, in general, our profit is quite stable. In general, it means that, so in general, if we look at all this situation, in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, we shouldn't do it. It means I think we shouldn't do it. It isn't a good idea to do it. Okay? Also, you need to remember that we say in short and in brief. In short or in brief. In short, I got that job. Or you can say shortly, I got that job. In brief, it was so difficult to pass that exam. So you can say in short or in brief, and students often ask, so what's the difference between in short and in brief? The thing is that we mostly use in short. However, we sometimes meet in brief too, so you need to get used to it. Okay? Good. Very good. Okay, so if you look at different phrases for English speaking within, you need to remember all these phrases as well as the other ones. Okay? Let's look at the column with as. So you see, as for me. As for me. Okay? As for me, I really like learning English online. So it means that I want to talk about myself. As for me, I really like learning English online. As a result, as a result, we won. It's a result of something. As a result, we can say as a result or so. So we won. Or as a result, we won. At. Oh, you see. As and at. We have as and at in this column. Okay? You see as and at. Not only as. So at first, we need to correct it. Just a second. Okay, I think it's better now. So we say at first. At first. At first, it was really difficult. So at first or firstly. Firstly. It was really difficult. Good. You know that we say in the beginning and in the end, right? You see it? But sometimes we say at the end and at the beginning when we have of. So if you have of, you say at the end of, at the beginning of. Remember. So I know that many students make this mistake again and again. You just need to understand the difference. So with of, at. Without of, so in. You see. We can discuss it at the end of the meeting. We can talk about it at the beginning of the next meeting. Or you can say we can discuss it in the end. We can talk about it in the beginning. In the beginning. Good. Very good. Next. As well as. As well as. So you see as 2 times. As well as. And as a consequence. As a consequence. And my friends, I also think that it's a good idea for you to make up your own examples. So you see different phrases, different prepositions, and you can make up your own phrases or sentences, in the comments below. So as well as. For example, I want to know English as well as you. As well as you. It means when you want to have the same level as well as or the same as. Okay, next. As a consequence. As a consequence. As a consequence means as a result. As a consequence, they lost this money. Or as a result, they lost this money. But you know, it sounds more formal when you say as a consequence. Consequence. Good. Then such as. Such as. So You use it when you want to illustrate something, when you want to give some examples. Okay? I have different hobbies such as football and English. Football and English. Good. At the same time. For example, at the same time, so at the same time we having a great time and learning English. So you can say, or we're having a great time at the same time we're learning English. So when you have two things in one. Okay, to sum up. To sum up. Okay? When you want actually to say something in the end. To sum up, we collected all the necessary information. So you can say to sum up, or in the end, or in conclusion. Okay, there is one more very nice phrase. To summarize or to sum up. It means the same. Okay? To summarize, it wasn't just good luck. Or you can say to sum up, it wasn't just good luck. Okay, excellent, my friends, excellent. Okay, you also see in order to, related to, due to. Okay, in order to, related to, due to. Okay, so I learned English in order to get a more well-paid job. So you see, in order to. So you can say in order to or just to without in order. So listen, I learned English to get a more well-paid job. It's okay. And I learned English in order to get a more well-paid job. It's also correct, but it's a little bit more formal. Okay, related to or connected with. I mostly read books related to the subject. So what does it mean, related? Or what does this word related mean? It means about. You can say simply, I mostly read books about this subject, related to or connected with. I mostly read books connected with my profession, so which have a connection with my profession, or about my profession, which can help me in my profession. So very useful phrases, related to or connected with. Next, due to. He did it due to several factors. Due to means because of several factors. So it's more formal. It's more formal than because of. You see, in order to is more formal than to, and due to is more formal than because of. So he did it due to several factors or because of. Anyway, we mostly meet due to in formal English. Good. Okay, what about of? We say of course and in spite of. Okay, of course and in spite of. Of course, I agree with you. Of course, I agree with you. Or certainly, I agree with you. Okay, in spite of. I'll speak English fluently and correctly in spite of all these difficulties. So you can use, or you can say in spite of or despite. Listen, I'll say it with despite. I'll speak English fluently and correctly despite all these difficulties. So you can say in spite of and despite. So it makes no difference. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that you use spite with in and of, and you use despite without prepositions. Okay, good. Okay, next. Let's talk about on and for. On the whole, on average, on the other hand, or on the one hand, on the other hand, on the contrary, on the contrary. Okay, but I also believe that it's better to write not just with prepositions, but and examples and examples. So we give examples. It's also very, very important. Not only prepositions, but examples. Okay, so let's look at these examples with on. Okay, on the whole, I have very positive impressions. So on the whole means in general, or on average, it's something in the middle. On average, so my mark was A. On average, my mark was A. So it means that I had different marks, but so it was mostly A, or B, or A on average. It means that it's a result which is in the middle. On average, my mark was A. Okay, good. On the one hand, it sounds good. So on the one hand, it sounds good. It means that, yes, there is one thing, but there is also one more thing. It's usually the negative thing. On the other hand, I'm not sure it really works. When you want to talk about two opposite sides of one thing, okay? On the one hand, it sounds good. On the other hand, I'm not sure it really works. Next, on the contrary, it's a terrible idea. You use it when you disagree. It's about actually saying something that is the opposite thing. On the contrary, it's a terrible idea. Okay, next, for. With and for. Okay, so you see, connected with. So we had an example with connected with. So I hope you remember it. So we said, so related to or connected with. I mostly read books connected with my profession. Very good. And for a start. For example, for instance, for this reason, for a while. For a while, it means for some time, for a while. Okay, good, my friends, very good. So, you see, what can you say for a start? For a start. For example, you open this website. For example, or for instance. I know that students mostly use for example, but I think it's better to combine different phrases, to use a combination of them. So sometimes you need to use for example, sometimes you need to use for instance. It's about more advanced vocabulary. Good. For this reason, you shouldn't do it. For this reason, it means that because of it, or because of this thing, you shouldn't do it. And at the same time, I think we need to think about are the alternatives to. At the same time. Good. Okay, and we also had an example with on average. On average. So you see, on average, my mark was A. Okay, my friends, very good. And you also see this phrase, for a while, it means for some time. So I'll be away for a while, or I'll be away for some time. Okay, so actually you see that there are more than 33 phrases here, a bit more. But if we look at the examples we wrote down, so it's 33 if I'm not mistaken, okay? If I'm mistaken, please correct me. Okay, if you want actually more examples, let me know, or you can write your own examples. Yeah, it would be great, my friends. Thank you very much, and I wish you good luck. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, just a second. I forgot one thing, yeah? So we also talked about from, you see? And so there is a short test for you, just a bonus. Okay, you need to guess. Actually, the preposition we need here. Look, my point of view, it's an amazing lesson. So, what preposition would you choose? From, in, at. Okay, we need to say from. From my point of view, it's an amazing lesson, or it's an amazing video. Remember, we say from my point of view. Really, it's a very nice phrase for speaking. And you see, you can actually add more phrases. Really, it would be great, or it would be fantastic, or it would be absolutely fantastic. We're absolutely sure. Thanks, my friends, a lot. Thank you.